Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 9, entitled as Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam. Sloka 27. Yat karoṣi yad aśnāsi, yad juhoṣi dadāsi yat, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam. Well, you said I am not the doer. Then why should I do it? In response, Krishna said, you are not an independent doer. You are certainly a doer, but you are not independent. There are 5 involved for any action to get done. Paramatma, Jivatma, Prana, Apana, Vayus, Indriyas and Shariram. In that sense, you are not the only doer. Those who think they are the doer are influenced by the false ego and they are bewildered. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasaha ahankara vimudhatma kartahamidi manyate. Where we saw this one in the 3rd chapter 27 sloka. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activity. So there also we saw that we are not the doer, we are not the independent doer. That raises another question, that if everything is yours, you are the doer, you are the enjoyer, everything is you, then what am I going to get out of it? I have no sense of enjoyment at all. Am I a matter where I can't experience anything? The answer is no. You can enjoy, Krishna says, you can enjoy as well, but not the worldly things. Rather, you be happy by seeing my happiness, whereas my happiness is derived seeing your bhakti, your dedication, your sincerity in following the scriptures and performing loving devotional service. In that way, I become your bhogyam, your enjoyment. One last important question that need to be addressed is it not illusion to think when I am doing to consider Krishna as the doer? Is it not illusion to think when someone is worshipping the devatas, it is not devatas, actually it is Krishna? Is it not illusion to think when I am the one who will be enjoying the results of my action, but to think otherwise, that is Krishna as an enjoyer, seem to be not a right approach, seem to be an illusory thought process which is artificially one has to incorporate. The answer is, it is not artificial, it is not illusion, it is a fact, it is the truth. In the Vedanta Sutra, it clearly says who the doer. Karta shastratvatvat. That is, the doer is Jivatma. And we have discussed this sutra in many places in previous chapters. Few that can be referred are chapter 5, sloka 8 and 9, and also in 15th sloka of chapter 5. So we will not go into the detail of that repeating here. Kindly refer to those sections. What it means here is, it is not illusion, it's a fact, because I am the doer, whereas there is a supreme doer, Paramakarta, and I am just a Karta. All the instructions that are given in the Shastra are meant for Jivatma, the living entities. It is not for the Paramatma, the Supreme Lord. Instructions are not for God, instructions are for us. When the instructions are given to us, that means we are the one who is going to perform the action. Therefore, we are the doer. The only difference is, are we independent doer or dependent doer? This is also confirmed in Vedanta Sutra, Paratu Tatchutehe. The living entities are completely depending on the Supreme Lord's order, which means the doership is fully under the control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the living entities are not Swatantira, they are Paratantra, meaning they are not independent, they are completely dependent on the Supreme Lord. If the Supreme Lord is a controller, are we all being like a puppet in his hands? Because he can think whatever he wants and make us do however he wants us to do. The answer is no. His sankalpa, his decisions are based on individual karmas. He doesn't do things whimsically. Therefore, yes, I am an dependent living entity waiting on the order and thought, sankalpa of the Supreme Lord, and his sankalpa is based on my karma. So I am like an instrument in his hands, like a sword in the hands of the owner, where the owner can make the sword however he wants to use it. But the only difference here is the sword is matter, doesn't have consciousness. But I, Jivatma, has consciousness and knowledge. Therefore, when it means that I am not the doer, I am not an independent doer, it is Krishna who is making me to do things, and his sankalpa, when he makes me to do things, is completely based on my own karma. Krishna doesn't do things however he wants or whimsically to push things on some living entity. This is how one can offer everything, including their action, to Krishna. I am not the doer, it is Krishna who is doing. I am not the enjoyer, it is Krishna who is enjoying. And the action that perform, that action itself, Krishna. Krishna is the Paramatma within anyone that whom we worship. Therefore, everything goes to him. Krishna is present within me. Therefore, he is the actual doer. We need to clearly understand that Krishna alone is the doer, to be worshipped, and the enjoyer. Some devotees have modified this particular sloka in such a way like an mantra which can be prayed and submitted to the Supreme Lord. Yad karomi, yad aśnāmi, yad juhoṣi, dadāmi yad tapasyasi, bhagavan tat karomi mad-arpaṇam. As per Bhagavad Gita, it is Krishna who is speaking. So the verse is changed in a way that a devotee is speaking to the Lord, saying that, my dear Lord, my dear Bhagavan, I am offering to you all the activities I undertake. In the next verse, Krishna will explain the results that one attain by performing the way that Krishna explained in this particular sloka. Yat karoṣi yad aśnāsi, yat juhoṣi dadāsi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kuruṣva mad-arpaṇam. Namaste. Hare Krishna.